everyone, we get to talk about another set of headphones, and this time around we're talking about the AirPod Pros, the good old headphones that Apple released many years ago, and they're still kind of doing the same thing. Now, we did end up getting an update to these specific AirPods with MagSafe wireless charging, so if you're somebody who wants to go ahead and actually get that type of capability, but you don't want to go for the AirPods 3s or anything, well, good for you. The AirPods Pros, if you purchase them, starting now up until like forever from now, you'll basically be able to get those types of features, which is actually really cool. So if you want to pick up these AirPods, the links will be down in the description. You can get them from there and help support the channel at the same time. Now, here's the thing. I've recently compared the AirPods Pros against the AirPods 3s, and I will tell you, the AirPods Pros didn't really fit in my ear that well, but the AirPods 3s fit in my ear even worse. So these AirPods Pros are actually pretty decent in my opinion if you're trying to get something that will like fit in your ears, and there's some customizability with these AirPods as well. So starting off with the outside, you have that standard case. It's like a wider case, but I think it's cool. Some people actually prefer this type of case because it takes up less space, from top to bottom, although it is a little bit wider, so I don't really know what they're talking about. You have the LED on the light on the front if you're charging and everything like that, lightning port at the bottom, reset button on the back, and that really pretty much covers it up on the outside. There really isn't too much that changes with this body except for that MagSafe wireless charging capability. If you're getting an older, pair of AirPods, well then you'll basically be able to know if you're able to, MagSafe wirelessly charge or not. If it clamps on a little bit better, then obviously you have the newer ones. Now, opening up the flap up top, you can see we actually have the AirPods inside of them. Now, with these AirPods, the biggest differentiating factor between these AirPods and something like the AirPods 3s or any other AirPods is that these have removable tips. So you can actually go and remove the tips of these AirPods and interchange them for other tips. And, this was kind of a disadvantage for me. I wasn't a fan of it, but now they've kind of grown on me. And to be completely honest, if I'm going to go, between these AirPods Pros and AirPods 3s, these ones will fit better in my ear with my smaller ear holes than the AirPods 3rd generations. Now, again, I think it's totally okay whichever way you go down about it, but I do think that's a pretty big advantage for something like these AirPods Pros. Now, on top of that, these AirPods have a lot of capability between them. Now, on Apple's website, these are some of the main, features they say. They say it has active noise cancellation, you have transparency mode, you have adaptive EQ, and you have spatial audio with dynamic head tracking. Now, active noise cancellation, pretty much, it just kind of removes all the noise around you, and it gives you kind of like a blissful feel. I think that's the best way to put it. You can pretty much just cancel all the noise around you and just focus on the sounds. However, that is probably not the best choice every single time. And the next thing we have is transparency mode. So this option, you don't really have it on a lot of other AirPods, but what you can do is you can actually hear your surroundings even if you're listening to music. So with the built-in microphones of the AirPods, it'll go ahead and, stream whatever's around you. If people are talking or if somebody's coming up behind you, you'll basically be able to hear it with these AirPods, which is really cool. Now, I've kind of found that if you own the original AirPods, the gap and the lack of noise cancellation actually kind of allows you to hear things around you. So, it's kind of up to you. If you don't want to turn on transparency mode, well then you can probably just stick with your other AirPods because it gives you kind of the same feel, to be honest. So that's a really big thing too. Now this thing does have the H1 chip inside of it, which is always cool. You still have the standard controls. These were sweat and water resistant as well, which was another really cool thing about them. And they did have a smaller stem on them as well, which a lot of people actually preferred. Now, in my experience, I did find, and based off Apple's website, we did see that the AirPods 3rd generations actually do offer better, battery life than the AirPods Pros. And the main reason for this is because the AirPods Pros have pretty much more features. They have a lot more features built in. It kind of takes up a little bit more battery life than the AirPods 3s, which have less features, especially the AirPods 2s. So I kind of found that my AirPods 2s have a really, really good battery life. My AirPods 3s kind of did too, but my AirPods Pros have pretty good battery life all across the board as well. So you can't really go wrong with these ones. If you're kind of around a charger here, if you're kind of around your charger, you can always go ahead and kind of, put them in your charging case. They do say 5 minutes of charging for your AirPods, the individual pods, will end up giving you about 1 hour of listening time, which is really cool. So I think that's another big thing to keep in mind. And overall, day to day, if you're going to be using these headphones, you're going to have a really good experience. These are still some of the best headphones you can buy. And although the AirPods Maxes are bigger and they're better, these AirPods are still really, really nice. And if you're somebody who just wants to go pick up a pair of AirPods and kind of just move on with your life, you can't really go wrong with these type of AirPods. They have a ton of capability. I don't see Apple kind of doing anything better in probably in the next year or two for these AirPods, so I'd still recommend picking them up for sure. So in terms of that pretty much covers it up. If you guys have any other questions or anything like that, let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that'll mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.